Alright guys, Red Eyes here, and I'd like to welcome you back to Hermitcraft at last. Oh yeah. So, sorry it's been so long. Basically busy with work and life, and I live in a sort of hotel thing, and there's been people staying below me. So I thought I'd be able to record, but I wasn't able to. And yeah, it's going to be like that for most of the summer, unfortunately. Pretty busy summer for me. And not much I can do about it. I'll try to get episodes out when I can, but don't expect too much over the summer, unfortunately. Anyways, in this episode I want to quickly, first of all, recap what's been going on so far, and give you a quick tour of the town, head over to my base, and look at some other projects I've been working on. So here we go. Alright, so we're at this spawn area here, and yeah, on a new map of course, and this is a seed that I found. It was originally found by a guy called Nicholas Blocko, and it features a quad witch hut with something special about it. It's also got some nice terrain and fairly decent sized land mass, so we're not living right next to the ocean like we did in the last map. And there is also a jewel blaze spawner in the nether not too far away. So I was looking for good spawn areas in all the maps. I'd actually scanned through billions of maps using Code Raider's Quad Witch Hut Finder program, and found a whole bunch of quad witch huts, but most of them the terrain wasn't very good or something like that. And I thought this one had a nice spawn area. But the first thing we did was we decided to move 1,000 blocks away. So finding a nice spawn area wasn't that important, and also I wanted to live by a jungle, but no one else really wanted to do that, so whatever. The thing is about the spawn areas is it turns out that you should actually reserve them for an iron farm, and we didn't want to live with a big ugly thing in the sky. That's the iron farm up there, and it's going to get a lot bigger when we put in an iron trench farm, which is yeah, a high output iron farm. And also I think you can send stuff through the end portal and it will arrive in these chunks. So we're going to have farms and stuff in the end, and that anything harvested there will get sent to this area. So that means there will be a bunch of redstone stuff running here all the time. So no one really wanted to live next to all that. So we moved away. And yeah, I'm going to head over to the town now. Through the portal, we will go over the mountain range there and end up at the Hermit Town, where I will do a quick whistle-stop tour of everyone's place and then show you what I've built there as well. Alright, so here we are at the town, and we're at the town square here, which has got a pumpkin farm and a melon farm built by the Zizuma in each of the corners. And very quickly, I'll just show you everyone else's house. So, starting from here and going around in a circle, we have Venom Kisser's animal pens, Jassassin's carrot, wheat, and potato farm, Zizuma's adobe clay hut with man-made desert outside, Venom Kisser's ice cream sandwich house, modern house here. Behind those there is the tree farm, which is a very imposing 3-level tree farm there in that big building. Pretty nice. Opposite to that we have this mystery building. I don't know who built this, and there isn't a sign, but there it is. Next to that there is Spoon's establishment of Spoontology, complete with Big Spoon, Melon Christ, and it looks like Melon Repenters inside as well. Yep, very nice. Next to that we have Corralis's epic house. Corralis, of course, the pro builder, and he's even got a bungee jumping pig called Frankie. Yeah, very nice indeed. Behind Corralis's there is what looks to be an Olympic torch, but that is going to be a special building. I don't know if it's been revealed what it's going to be, but there it is. And next to that on the hill we have Joe Hill's mausoleum with rainbow pillars, and I really like the stairs leading up to the place. Pretty cool. In front of Joe Hill's we have a high density sugarcane farm, wheat farm, and looking down on that there is King Queen Happy's Jungle Temple reproduction house, and next to that we have Monkey Farm's Hilltop Fortress, looking down on us all on the Hermit Town. Yep. Next to Monkey Farm's place, we have Zombie Cleo's house here with her horse Raisins. And behind that, we actually have our interpretation of the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, which are a bunch of floating islands with different farms on them. And there will be more of those islands, bigger ones, smaller ones. Yes, that will be an ongoing project. But yeah, pretty cool. In front of Zombie Cleo's, we actually have a little thing I've been working on, and I'll talk about that more in a minute. So yeah, there it is. But beside that, we have Schism's house being built there. Next to that, there is Juicer's place. And a little bit further on, there is Luckland's Riverside place there. There it is. And in front of that, there is Biffa's. And I think that's pretty much it for all the buildings. Oh yeah, and by the way, Schism has this really lovely flesh-colored floor. Bit weird. But yeah, there it is. Flesh carpet. And yeah, so just wanted to give you a very quick idea of what was around here. And of course, if you want to see more of any of these buildings, check out the people who made them. And yeah, there are new members on the server: Deuteroid, Mumbo Jumbo, King Queen Happy, Luckland, Venom Kisser, and Zombie Cleo. So do check them out as well. But yeah, now I quickly want to talk about this building here that I've been working on. Okay, and actually just before I do that, guys, I have a very nice surprise. You're going to be impressed with this. Check it out. I'm hungry. What am I going to eat? Not zombie flesh, but steak. Oh yeah. Proper food. Makes a change. And I don't know. I'll see if I can, you know, get in the habit of doing that. As you can see, I do have some rotten flesh on me just in case. But for now, I'm rolling with the meat. I don't know if that was rude or not, but yeah, got some steak. Pretty good. So, yeah, just quickly want to talk about this thing. As you can see, well, I don't know if you can see, but what it's got a little pumpkin farm. It's got some chickens here to lay eggs, and some reeds here, or sugarcane for sugar. So you combine those ingredients, and what do you get? You get pumpkin pie. So, yeah, if you don't know how to make a pumpkin pie, you just need sugar from the sugar canes, an egg, and a pumpkin, and you just put those things together, and you end up with a pumpkin pie. I don't actually know if you can stack these. Oh yeah, it looks like you can. Oh, there's a pretty loud truck going by outside. But yeah, this building, I don't know, someone suggested I make a pie shop in the past, and yeah, so I thought I'd do that. But what I like about it is how it works. As you can see, there's no exposed any redstone or anything like that, except for the floor, but this is all going to get covered in carpet, so you won't see any of the stuff down here. But the way it works is once a day it will harvest everything automatically. And of course you still have to make the pie yourself, but the rest of it is automatic. So the way it works is there is a light sensor here, and as you can see it's currently off because it is nighttime. But when the day comes around, this redstone wire or dust will turn on, and that will trigger all the stuff inside. And it's pretty simple. All I've got really is I have a edge trigger here, which is a pulse generator, which only flashes for a brief amount of time when the redstone turns on. So you'll see if I make a lever here. Oh, give me my sticks back. Make a lever here and power this circuit. I'll just get rid of that. You'll see that this torch here will only turn on for a brief amount of time and then turn back off again. So there we go. So it just gives one output pulse per day, basically. And yeah, so it's sort of an extended edge trigger. So it's got 2 repeaters here instead of 1. And that's just so the output pulse is a little bit longer. But all the pulse does is it travels to each side, and first of all it will trigger all the pistons behind the sugar canes there, And so the dust goes up there through the repeater along the wall at the back, and that will trigger the pistons there. They pop forward and harvest the sugar cane. And at the same time, it also sends a minecart underneath them, or a hopper minecart. And the hopper minecart will actually collect the stuff above it. And yeah, so it, it sucks up the stuff that's on the ground above it. And then it comes back here and rests on a hopper. You can see the hopper under the cart there. And so it unloads any of its contents, sending them to the chest in the middle of the room. And it's pretty much the same thing on the other side. Just a slightly different arrangement because the pistons are... Oh, I'm breaking the wrong blocks then. But yeah, the pistons are a little bit lower, so they harvest the pumpkins. And one quirk about this thing is that the hopper minecarts don't actually collect what's directly above them. They collect sort of diagonally above them. So when the minecart is on this rail in the middle here, it's actually collecting half of what's above it on this block and half of what's on this block. So it has this sort of diagonal collection area. I don't know why it does that, but it doesn't collect directly above it. So kind of weird. But I'll just trigger this thing again and show you it in action. I'll get the lever there. And because that melon or a pumpkin just grew, hopefully it will get collected. Hopefully it won't just fall on the ground, but we'll try it out. Oh, it's because I broke the redstone up there. Okay. That would be why it's not working. So I'll just replace this quickly. Like that and that. And the dust there, so that line will trigger the pistons. And we'll see it working. You can see the pumpkin there, and yep, it gets sucked up by the hopper minecart, which then comes back. And you'll hear a click. There we go. And that was the pumpkin being put into the chest. So, very simple. And that really is all there is to it. Except for along the middle here, this is where all the hoppers combine. So there's the ones coming in from the sugarcane side, the ones from the pumpkin side, they meet in the middle, and above that is where I have my chickens, which are standing on some half blocks, and so their eggs will also get sucked into the hopper. So now we'll just check out the inside again, and yeah, that really is all there is to it. Yeah, so stuff comes in from that side. Hopper's running under the floor there, which again will be covered in carpet. And when something gets put into this dropper here, which is aiming towards the chest above it. Oh, the sun just came up. But I've harvested everything a second ago, so that's why nothing's coming through. Oh, it did click once. But basically what happens is when there's stuff in here, this comparator will read what's in this dropper through this chest here. And you can see I have it hooked up to a repeater and then some redstone dust going back into the comparator. So it forms a comparator clock, which will continuously click when there's stuff in the dropper. And then just to make things look better, to have it parallel and have these two crafting benches on the floor, I have the redstone going around here in a sort of loop and then into another dropper. Although this dropper doesn't actually do anything, it's just acting as a solid block to transmit the signal into this dropper. But I wanted the floor to be the same texture under the chest here. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So all it is really is the light detector with the edge trigger, which triggers everything to harvest automatically. And then it all gets collected by the carts, put into the hoppers, and sent into the chest using the hopper clock here. And that is about it. You end up with everything you need for pumpkin pie. So all I have to do to this place is get some carpet, do a nice pattern. You can place carpet on redstone and it will sort of float in the air and you won't fall through it. So that will cover up this floor nicely. And the only thing I'm not happy about this, with this, is the front. I don't like how this stone brick looks. I don't think it fits in, so I need a different material for that. I'm not too sure what I'll do. Maybe a pumpkin, but I might put a pumpkin thing here in the middle because I don't like how small these doors look. So you've got these 2 high doors, and they're fitting in this 5 high entrance next to these 3 high windows. I don't know, the doors just look too small, really. So it has some balance issues. But I do like how the roof is, this curved roof. And yeah, it's got the lighting here, the glowstone lamps. And just to make sure you didn't see any of the levers, I've actually got the roof here, and then I have a ceiling below. So all the redstone, well, it's not redstone, I guess it's just a lever. But all the levers are hidden. Everything's all lit up. And yeah, so all I have to do is put the carpet down on the floor and improve the front. And I might make this little area behind the chickens a bit more interesting. As you can see, it's just got a little garden here for now. But maybe plant something else up here. Maybe some flower pots or something, you know, just to make it look a little bit nicer. But that is it, the pumpkin pie place. And I will update you on this as or when I'm all done. Okay. Alright, so this is the portal to the town square, and there's, you know, a bunch of other stuff around here. Topmass.gov.fbi house. Oh, I haven't been down there. I'll have to go down there at some other time. And also I realized I forgot out one of the buildings. I forgot one of the buildings at spawn, which was the message board, but we'll go there at some other time as well. And what we're doing now is going to Red Eye's Swamp of Glory. So this is where I've chosen to make my base. And actually, just before I show you that, I think I'll do a little montage of some of the things I've been up to over the past few weeks, basically. So, basically, I've done some mining, some strip mining, some nether mining. It's sort of hard in the nether with the gas. It's sort of hard to fight, but you know, been getting quartz and more quartz and more quartz for XP mainly. So I got a whole bunch of quartz. And I've also done a few, well, they're not really pranks, but I've just been messing with any chance I get. So I was trying to cover up Zazuma with a bunch of blocks. And yeah, he wasn't too happy about that. And I was trying to lock King Queen Happy in his own basement, but couldn't quite figure out how the levers worked. And also, Joe Hills made the mistake of saying he was going AFK when I knew where he was, and I had stacks and stacks of eggs on me. You should never let people know you're going AFK. Always a little bit dangerous. But yeah, apart from that, I was in the nether, and I've been clearing the area for the double blaze farm, and I think we'll actually head out there in a bit. Got a design I want to try out, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Just mostly been caving around here, and just, you know, various little odd jobs. But here we are at my base. So, yep, check it out. As usual, got a mess of chests. Just stuff in the floor, a bunch of nether stuff, glowstone, quartz. Got a bunch of string from King Queen Happy, that will come in quite useful. Sugarcane, cobblestone, netherrack, a bunch of stone I've made, dirt, a lot more netherrack. That's all from clearing out the blaze farm area. And oh yeah, I also did a bunch of enchanting, and it wasn't going well. I was not getting good stuff at first. Let's see, got like efficiency 3 pick, efficiency 4, unbreaking 3 on its own I got. The best one I got originally was fortune 2, efficiency 4. And then Zazuma offered to Enchanted pick for me, and first one he got was fortune 3, efficiency 4. So I decided to call that the Lucky X, which could be Lucky Times as well, depending on how you read the word X, or if you read it as an X or as the word times. Yeah, I've got to get unbreaking on that. And I made a huge mistake. I went in with 30 levels, enchanted a pick, and didn't realize that the enchanting area was set to be maximum 10 levels. So yeah, that's a level 10 pick. But then the next one I enchanted, I got, where is it? Silk Touch, efficiency 4. So finally got Silk Touch 2. Very useful for mining and all that. And yeah, as you can see, I got a bunch of stuff. Got a bunch of emeralds from mining already. Got some music discs I found. And even a record just from getting or another music disc from getting a creeper to shoot a skeleton. That would be the day. Skeleton to shoot a creeper. And that was just running around. And the mobs were crazy. I mean, there's just so many mobs around. But anyways, I think that might have been toned down a bit in this recent update. So that's what I've been up to, but yeah. Here at the base, what I decided to do, I'll just show you a clip of how it looked before. And the main attraction of this was the witch hut. So it's right by a witch hut, and so I'll be able to make a witch farm and get a constant supply of redstone and glowstone and other good stuff. Don't know what else they drop, to be honest. I haven't really looked it up too much. And also I really liked the sort of three-sided mountain valley thing. And I thought, you know, it sort of looked like a stadium to me. And so to get back to the present times, this is what I've done so far. Yeah, so I've been digging out these different levels using a circle or an oval generator as the guide. So it is, you know, sort of the right shape. They're not. I don't know if it's all perfect. It doesn't matter to me if they're all sort of, you know, exactly in line with each other, or they are centered with each other, but some might be a little bit wider. But you know, it looks all right so far. And it's going to take me quite a while to make this thing look nice and put in all the balconies. And, you know, then at each level I'll have different rooms. And, yeah. So that's the general idea. But, you know, this will take quite a while to do. This is sort of like a Biffa's Bowl type project. Although I'm only doing half a bowl. But never done anything like this before, so it will take a while. And also around here, you can see I have a chicken farm. And the way it works is it uses a comparator clock, like I showed you before. I can't actually destroy all this though, because the chickens will escape. Or maybe they won't. Yeah. So let's see what happens. Chickens on this side lay eggs. They go into the hopper, which feeds them into the dropper there. And that dropper, when it has something in it, it will power this... actually, I can just put stuff in. Powers that comparator, which in turn... God, how does this thing work? Oh yeah. Powers that comparator, which powers that redstone dust there, which then goes back to the repeater, which triggers the hopper, or dropper, and at the same time it triggers this redstone dust going back into the comparator. So the comparator clock goes from comparator down there, through that repeater and back up. And at the same time it also triggers the dispenser on top of it. So the dropper there sends the egg up into the dispenser, and then it shoots it into the next chamber, which is here. And then I have a manual button here to dispense some lava and hopefully get some cooked meat. Yeah, some cooked chicken there. Although it seems some of the chickens must be dying in there if I'm getting raw chicken. And I have no idea where this pork triangle came from. It's like a triforce of pork. But someone must have been here and felt sorry for my lack of food. Maybe there wasn't any chicken in there and I thought, oh, whatever, I'll just leave them some pork chops. But I'm not too happy with this. It doesn't work too well. What I'm thinking is maybe I just want to have the lava permanently on. I think that works as well. Just have lava permanently on, and that way when the chicken grows, he gets burned. But what I can do, I can just put some eggs in there, and it will hatch a baby chicken, and hopefully he won't burn, yeah. So they would just sit there until they grow, and then when they're big enough, they would actually burn. But even though the top of their heads is in the lava, it doesn't actually kill them. So maybe I'll just leave it like that for now and see how that works. May as well put a few more in here too. Yeah, so you can see it working there. And, you know, everything's just flashing back here. And the timing circuit for the lava is not very good either, so I won't even show you that. But yeah, that's that. But, you know, I'll probably rebuild it and move it. And the other farm I have is a cow farm here. And this is sort of a different design. I just thought of it, and it's basically a bunch of cows standing on some fences. And as you can see, I've got normal fence, nether fence, normal fence, nether fence, normal fence. And so what happens is when you breed them, they sort of shove the baby cows around, and yeah, they just fall down. They fall through the gap, but the bigger cows are too big to fall down for some reason. I don't know why they don't fall down, actually, thinking about it, but they don't seem to. Whatever. But unfortunately, the baby cows, they sort of glitch through this fence here, and they end up standing on this stair, and on rare occasions they will actually pop out completely. So this design also still needs some work. But I'm doing it for the leather mainly, so I can make books. And yeah, but I expect this to change as well in the future. But pretty simple, bunch of cows standing on the fences, and the baby ones get shoved around and fall straight down. So that is pretty much all I've done around here, to be honest. Apart from, you know, a wheat farm over there, some tree farms. I've just been doing caving around here to light everything up. So that way when I work on the witch farm, it will start working immediately. But yeah, pretty basic. Tree farm here. I've harvested a few of them. Bunch of wheat here. And a bunch of lit up caves underneath. But yeah, I think it's going to look pretty cool. But it will take a long time to do this. Because I'm not, it's, you know, it's not my primary thing I'm doing. So yeah. Anyways, this is the base area on the Hermitcraft 2.0 map. Alright. So this is the view of the area from the top of the mountain, and one other nice thing is when I get up here, I also have a nice view of this mountain range over here, so that's pretty cool. And I don't know, a bit plain over there. Those plains are a bit plain, but those mountains are pretty sweet. So yeah, I think that's about it for this episode. I've edited it. God, I can't say that. Edited it down, and yeah, I think that's about it. But what I'm going to do now is head into the nether and go and work on the Jewel Blaze farm. So you should see that next episode. And just so you know, I have a week off now, so I'm going to try and get as many episodes out as possible. And then I'll be busy with work for about 10 or 11 days. And so I wouldn't expect too much then. But anyways, thanks for watching. I will see you next time.